Hazzard, this is a picture. Ebule dakika bbiri okuwera ssaawa emboozi twalaganja okutandika. Tugenda kuzannya sooka ku geemu 21. Umpire agenda ku briefing abazanyi. Umpire wa Paul ne Farida nakirinde akijja umpire mukyala. Essaawa eno nyabo kwasa mukama waffe ffenna sawa. Charging one. So, company man, I never could charge away one. So, somebody you are done. Direct about charging one. Direct about charging one at the professional. Cancel. Welcome. Audio check, microphone check, video check, Hazzard check, Cesar check. It's okay. Facebook, YouTube, please advise in the comment section if audio and video is clear. your USB.
USB. Okay, this is USB. Bring the charger.
After 20 minutes, I remove this one. Where are the keys? Yeah. Thank you. YouTube. A very good evening, Africa. Good evening, Uganda. Good evening, Kenya. Good evening, Tanzania. Good evening, South Africa. Good evening, Zambia. Good evening, Zimbabwe. Good evening, Lesotho. Good evening, Botswana. Good evening, Namibia. Good evening, Arabia. Good evening, Ethiopia. Good evening, Eswatini. Everywhere where this match is being watched. Two of the best players, not just in Uganda, not just in East Africa, but also on the African continent. Hazzard and Cesar having unfinished business. Cesar is a player, definitely one of the best players on the continent, rumored to be maybe the best player on the continent today. There is only one player on the continent who has beaten him 4 times in a row. That player is Hazzard. The two players and their management teams have agreed to settle their differences on the green bed, as you can see, with $1,200 at stake in consequence for whoever loses the game. It is the second match of the rematch between Hazzard and Cesar. A 1-visit clearance from the guy who is nicknamed the Scorpion. Current score: Cesar 1, Hazzard 0. Race to 21 for $1,200. Umpire of the day is Farida Nachiride from the Polar Station of Uganda. Once again, welcome to the stream, and live commentary is proceeding very shortly. Kendeeza ku sound.
Now what's spoken? You go.
In the meantime, this match is live on 2 streaming platforms, both on Facebook and YouTube, both pages in the same name, Break and Finish Live. Feel free to serve yourself at a platform of your choice with the same exact commentary. In the meantime, nicknamed The Truth, wearing white guy, actual names Azali Lokoma, as in Azali. In fact, even Hazzard is a nickname, is a kid born in central Uganda in the district of Masaka, who came to Uganda as a very young kid around 2012, and a very interested player in the game of pool, was so quick to settle in one of Uganda's then big pool clubs, which was called Takers Pool Club, that was found in Katwe, a suburb of Kampala city. In just 2 years, he was able to establish himself as a team player on the team only, many a times an unused substitute, until 2015, when he became a fully fledged member of the team, which had the likes of legendary players in Namanya Fred, in Torija Jonah, in Soboga Humphrey, in Chibirige Kranima, in Cesar Ronald, among others. By 2016, he had made a very, very stubborn move as a very visibly talented player, Hazzard, who is currently going 2-0 down. He invited the majority of the top Ugandan pool players to money matches at the time, and he surprised everybody, including his management team. His manager of the time being Sengo Pasco, who was by then the tournament director of the Polar Station of Uganda, when he beat majority of them, including Sajamba Ibra, including Gomekiriza Alfred, including Sula Matovu, including Fahad Sewankambo, then national champion a year before, whom he beat 4 times in races, including Ivan Kanyesije, including Bukenya Uthman. He only lost in that series of money matches to 2 of the then big players of the day, in Amos Ndiagumanawe and Torije Jonah. His performances in money matches against the better players in the country preempted another move for him and his management team to proceed with the Hazzard tour beyond Kampala. There he went to Nairobi, across the eastern border in the country of Kenya, to take on the best of Kenya's players in what was called the Drinkwater Tour of Kenya, because then he was nicknamed Drinkwater just because of the reason that he took a lot of water in between shots and in between games. And in Kenya, he was able to defeat some of Kenya's finest players, including Fred Karanja, the then captain of the Kenya national team, nicknamed Crush. He also defeated John Chalo, nicknamed JC, and then took down then Kenya seed number 1 Henry Mwangi with a rematch of the same pair, which Hazzard also won, and he left Kenya having conquered the country entirely. These performances preempted the technical committee of the Uganda national pool team to invite him for selection trials when the team prepared for the All Africa Pool Championships, which were coming then in November in Kampala. Hazzard performed well, and he was able to replace Amos Ndiagumanawe on the national team. To cut a long story short, he was part of the team that defeated South Africa and Tanzania and Kenya and Uganda and Zambia and Zimbabwe on home soil for the first and only All-Africa pool title that Uganda holds. Since then, he has never lost his touch as one of the best players in the country. He has reached a few finals of tournaments organized by the Polar Station of Uganda, but has not won them, including the King of the Table Championship 2022 and the National Open Pool Championship 2023, in which he lost to his now opponent in Cesar Chandigarh. He also became the first Ugandan to play at the World Hayball Championships in 2018, when he, with Amos Ndiagumanawe, became the first players
to represent in that championship. He was defeated in the second round to a Chinese lady whom he was, according to the regulations of the tournament, handicapping, where the ladies have to pot 6 balls. The umpire removes the 7th, then they pot the black ball. After that championship, he went to South Africa to participate in an international competition. He decided to stay in the country for 2 years, playing semi-professional pool until 2023, when he moved out of South Africa to go to Zimbabwe to join Team Uganda, which was participating. It was actually 2022 when Team Uganda was participating in the All Africa Pool Championships at the OIDC in Zimbabwe. At that event, he reached the quarterfinals and lost out to then Zambia's seed number 1, who was also the eventual first runner-up in Victor Ceazer. He returned to the country in 2023 at the end of the year, at the end of that year, 2022. He has since then reached a few finals of tournaments, the very first being the King of the Table Championship when he came second to Ibrahim Sejemba, the Dice Lounge 16-man comp when he came second to, again, Ibrahim Sejemba, an 8-man competition organized at Dice Lounge when he came second after losing out in the final to Chandiga Cesar. The National Open Pool Championship when he came second again to Cesar Chandiga, but also there are 7 tournaments which he has won. Yes, comps having between 16 and 32 and 64 men plus, including a few 2 comps that were organized here. The Creme de la Creme comp that happened early this year. Another tournament that was organized at Amigos in Kampala. On both occasions, by the way, he defeated Cesar in the final. 2 comps at Amigos in Kampala, weekly comps, the second Amigos because there are 2 Amigos, as well as the Diplomat Billiards Cafe 32-man monthly comp. In that one, he defeated Dog City in the final, but his quarterfinal victim was Cesar Chandiga. That is Hazzard. He is nicknamed the Truth. He is 2-1 down to Cesar Chandiga, who himself a born of Moyo district in the West Nile region of Uganda. At the age of 23, is already officially the best player in the country according to rankings of the Pole Association of Uganda. Cesar grew up in the district of Lira, again in northern Uganda, where he was going to school with the stewardship of his mom. Every time he was from school, he learned how to play pool at Capital Pub and Hawaii Sports in Lira district. And by 2016, he was incorporated into competitive pool. In fact, in 2017, he qualified for the National Open Pool Championship, the competition of Uganda. He lost out in the second round to guess who? A blogger in Jondo Emi, the guy called Sero. His next participation in a tournament of a Pole Association of Uganda was the following year, 2018, the Christmas Cup, the Easter Cup, sorry. It was the first tournament in which he showed the world his true potential when he reached out to the semi-finals and lost out to eventual first runner-up in Luwola Simon, the guy who is nicknamed the Computer. That performance preempted a team that was playing in the National Pool League called the CKI Pool Club, which signed him for his services, becoming the only the second player to become a citizen of Kampala after hailing from the Gulu Pool League, which is the league of the northern region. Cesar Chandiga played for CKI only for 1/2 season, and then the following year, 2018, he joined Ron's Pool Club, a team in the eastern city of Jinja, with the stewardship of his then manager Hans Rugari, who is nowadays the patron of the Uganda national pool team, the Cranes, as well as the marketing manager of the All Africa Pool Associations. Before COVID came in, Cesar was, as an invitee, allowed to participate in a tournament of strictly the best players in Uganda, a league that span a period of close to 1 year at Temoseo building in Kampala. The league included all of Uganda's best players players, including the Gumekiza Alfreds of the day, the Sula Matovus, the Turija Jonas, the Lwola Simons, the Bwanika Mansurus, the Sef Jemba Ibras, the Musa Sechiribas, the Hazzard Lokomas, yes, amongst others. It is that tournament which Cesar used to announce himself now as one of the very best players in the country, because he won that tournament very, very convincingly. After the tournament, of course, it was a COVID period, but his then manager, Hans Rogari, in 2020, took him to the country of Zambia, in the city of Lusaka, to participate in a tournament that was dubbed the East and Southern African Pool Championships. He did not win it. He was defeated in his both lives at the quarter-final stage, but his performances were so eye-catching, especially him defeating then two of Zambia's best players, Moses Mofia, aka Fire, and Edward Kateta, aka Soldier, whom he both defeated, and this attracted Zambia's then richest team, Sharks Pool Club, with their manager Zahid Monshi, to sign this young boy, by then a teenager from Uganda. He became the first ever Ugandan to play semi-professional pool in Sharks Pool Club. Outside his club career, he was able to dominate Zambia for his 18 months of stay in that country, winning 25 weekly competitions, and no other player, including other Ugandans who were playing in Zambia, and also including Zambian kingpins like Victor, like Mofia, like Soldier, like Royd, like Kelvin. Nobody even came close to 10 comps during that time. He returned to the country late 2022. The time I stopped counting, he was at 34 tournaments won in Uganda during that time. And yes, against any Ugandan, Cesar, since returning from Zambia, he has never lost a money match, a long race, without himself giving a handicap. If he loses to Hazzard today, would I say tonight it will be the very first time that he's losing a money match with no head start given. The only time he ever lost a money match without giving a head start was before he became an established player, before going to Zambia in 2020. It was against Bwanika Mansur, but his victories include wins in 2 money matches, that's twice since returning. That's against Bwanika Mansur, against Ibrahim Sejemba, against Lubula Simon, against Kasozi Joseph, amongst others, sometimes even giving head starts and winning them. The only time he has been defeated has been twice when giving head starts to Hazzard, and once when giving head start to Mansur. It was actually plus 18. But for Hazzard's 2 victories against Cesar, plus 6. It was plus 6 racing to 21, but Hazzard won both of those races without, and the score was such that he didn't even need the head start to win the matches. That is what makes this match very special, that for the first time they are having a long race without even having a head start being given by Cesar to Hazzard. Some of the previous times they faced off, there were 2 comps at Amigos in Kampala, in which both of them defeated the other once. There were 2 comps at Lamarios in Kampala. Each of the other defeated the opponent once. The National Open Pool Championship, in the final, Cesar defeated Hazzard to win the car. The 16-man competition, Creme de la Creme at Dice Lounge, Hazzard defeated Cesar in the final. And yes, the Amigos 64-man championship, Hazzard defeated Cesar in the final. Those 2 wins, plus the 2 money matches in which Hazzard defeated Cesar, though with plus 6 head start, are 4 consecutive victories for Hazzard over Cesar. And Hazzard is the only player to have done that to the Scorpion. For the first 20 minutes of this match, Cesar's class is seeing through with a 3-1 lead on Hazzard, who is comfortably at his seat but with a very determined face to take down Cesar. He has been longing for this match, Hazzard, more than you would even expect. He was waiting for Cesar to come back from China, such that Hazzard could have this. He wants to settle down this argument of who of the two is a better long racer than the other. He's not happy with the fact that he's not given enough respect for having taken down Cesar because of the +6 head start which was given to him. He wants to end this debate once and for all, and once today. But so far, it is the Scorpion in the lead so far, 3-1. And he puts a yellow on the break. It's a fair split of the balls. You'll fancy him going for maybe the yellows. And if he can sink in one of the yellows closest to your screen, maybe to the center pocket on the right, maybe to the bottom right corner pocket, he would be good enough to go for another apple. Shout out to all of you who are watching this match on Break and Finish Live Facebook as well as Break and Finish Live YouTube. Only the 5th game being played, and the combined total on both of those platforms way over 1,000. Thank you very much. And I know that many of you are still coming during the stream, and many of you will watch this one later. Matches between top Ugandan players are now an interest of the entire African pool fraternity. There is one venue amongst Ugandan venues where these matches are normally held, where Cesar doesn't have a good record. And that venue is Dice Lounge. That venue is where we are. There is one venue where Hazzard is so dominant in his performances, not just over Cesar, but also entirely. And it is Dice Lounge. He is the home player. He is having home support on his side. He's having better knowledge of the table on his side. And yet, you would think that he is a skillful player who on his day can take down anyone, even if that anyone is Cesar. Shout out to you. Thank you for watching. Kato David on YouTube. My good friend Amina Faith Nganda, team captain of the Uganda Ladies Pool Cranes, saying it is top class pool so far, and yet we demand the top class pool to be played by herself. Oratiwele Gomalema, thank you for watching. You say Cesar is damn good. SF Fitness, thank you for watching. James Mbewe also supporting Cesar. Arafatina Bembezi, thank you for watching. Lashwayo Mkateko, you are watching from Cape Town in South Africa. Welcome to the stream. Lordson Mosementa supporting Hazzard. Sebu, thank you for watching. Charles Mogisa, welcome to the stream. Martin Malala is wowing the shots from Cesar. You are saying they are awesome, and for many of them, I quite frankly agree with you. Wiseman Dlamini, watching on Facebook. Crossings Kachingwe, Rachel Mbewe, always watching from Facebook. Nkoseneli Mgazila, watching from South Africa. Rashad Alvin, always watching. Dennis Monroe is saying that this is juju. By the way, juju means witchcraft. It is normally a compliment when someone appreciates the shot, that the shot is as good as magic. But I don't know to who. And Peter Nosu, you think Hazzard is dancing tonight? Swalen Senjuva, my good friend, must be watching from Rwanda. Joel Toka, you are asking if I write this information about the players. I will be frank to you, I don't. Tarimwa John, you are watching on Facebook. Ann from Lilongwe. James Swish Chishawa, you are Zambian and you are supporting Cesar man. I know Cesar has a good fan base in Zambia because Zambia was his home for 2 years of his career. In fact, 2 years of his life. In fact, every time he gets a chance to go to Zambia, he normally tells us that I am going home. So I don't know what you guys gave to him, but he just loves being in Zambia. Vincent Ronceveli and Kipchumba Brian watching from Kenya. Dahaf Kokli, thank you for watching. Daniel Kamugisha watching from Lira, definitely supporting Cesar. And I also want to welcome to the stream all of you who are watching this match on a big stream. I know that MGM Pool Arena in Mbarara, Western Uganda, a big screen. I also know that you are watching on a big screen at hashtag in Nansana near Kampala. I also know of a venue in the United Arab Emirates where you are normally watching on a big screen. I also know that at Black Spot in Gulu, you must be watching on a big screen. I would imagine that even at Billiards Cafe in Zambia, that they are watching on a big screen, with majority of them supporting Cesar. That is called Mother Luck. Some things happened on the table. Cesar hit that yellow ball. It jumped out of the center pocket, but got potted to the corner pocket. Well, he will most probably play just to give himself white enough to bank that black to the center pocket on the right. That should be his mission, but should he miss, he knows that Hazzard will likely not be forgiving. Cesar versus the black to the center pocket where he's standing, where he's placing his fingers for 4-1 and sinks it in. Scorpion 4, Hazzard 1. Race to 21. In the meantime, the players are permitted timeout only after every 10 games. So it is so far 5 games to go. If they are to have their first timeout. And yes, we are at Dice Lounge, one of the best pool places in the city. The speciality of this venue is that they only decided to have one pool table, but a standard pool table which is spacious enough. And now a sitting space of not more than 100 people, but they are seated pretty comfortably. I wish I could rotate the camera around. I will be later in the match, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Dice Lounge is the management team of 2 players now. The main guy is Hazzard. The other guy who has been recruited into the management just a little less than a month ago is Kenneth Odong, who is supposed to be Cesar's best friend. I was just having a chat with him. I told him, tell me in secret who you are supporting. He just told me, don't be so rude with me. May the best guy win. But in his heart, I know who Odong is supporting. And he's also working out a money match against Joseph Kasozi. That should be happening next week. For now, focus is on this big one. Hazzard 1, Cesar 4. Only once, or will I say only twice, have I seen Cesar take a big lead of say 4, 5, 6 games and then give it out in a long race. And on both of those occasions, it was against 2 of South Africa's best players in Aiden and Jerry, both in Kampala, at Tickles and Giggles and Climax Bars, respectively. In April last year and match this year, respectively. It is very dangerous when you are Cesar's opponent to allow him take an insurmountable lead. Many a times he will not allow you back. Hazzard's manager, Mark Mazongo, whom he likes to shout out to every time he's interviewed after winning a race or a tournament, is at the venue and watching and simply enjoying the action. And his management team in Eddie, also in a gentleman called Sentamo, and the whole of Dice family. They call themselves the Dice family. The other ones taking good care of Hazzard. They are the ones transforming him into a ghetto boy, into an international player. When he was beaten by Ceazer in the final of the National Open Championship, the car competition, the very first time I saw Hazzard shed a tear. In trying to console him, his manager asked him to cry no more. He probably guessed that Hazzard was crying for the missed opportunity to win a car from playing pool. And 1 month later, his manager surprised him with a car for himself. So both of these guys are driving from playing pool. And for Cesar, shout out to Team the Scorpion, his management team, Kanso Ramadan, Robert Onekalit, a doctor in Gulu and Lego in northern Uganda, respectively. Paul Opio Okelo, Cesar's social media handler. Stephen Austin, pool enthusiast based in Fort Porto, but many times in Uganda, to take good care of the Scorpion. And yes, as the Scorpion now takes a 5-1 lead, the news I have for you is that he is in advanced talks of joining the Advanced Talent Agency, who will join hands, if it is pulled through, with the Team the Scorpion to manage Cesar, the player, the person, and the brand professionally. And if that happens, yes, don't get surprised from where you are watching if in some months you see the Scorpion playing and shooting at a pool table near your town. It is starting to get scary for Hazzard, I have to say. Today he's not exactly shooting as well as he normally does when he is playing here. He's the guy who came last, and I was made to learn that he was at the table for longer hours of the night and left in the morning and had a very long sleep today just to be fresh for this one. Cesar arrived about 1.5 hours before the match and had his 45 minutes of filling the table. And by the time play started, he was appreciative of the conducive playing environment and the very good green bed itself. Greetings to you, IBK Ibrahim. You said the first time out will be at 8-2. Okay, I'm waiting to laugh at you if it doesn't come out. Kabadi Sharif, thank you for watching as well. watching on Break and Finish Live YouTube. Yes, Noaga Basiraje. You want Cesar to train your pit and also my namesake. You want Hazzard to stop dancing. I don't know what you call dancing. Maybe his movements on the table. He's a guy who is so mobile between shots. And you like to call that dancing. Once again, the umpire of the day is Farida Hadija Nachiride, one of only 2 lady umpires under the polar session of Uganda. Owen Charles, you are watching from Gulu. Welcome to the stream. Mpanga Drain. You say that Hazzard will not reach 10. You are too brave, Mpanga, to make that call. Jacob Pembere, watching on Facebook, you are supporting Caesar man. Aisha Waters, okay. Okay, thank you for watching, Aisha Waters. I'm quiet. Betty Tabitha, you say your husband is already here, but I've not yet seen theirs on the chat. But thank you for always watching. Baby Juma Mogoya, you say that Hazzard is accidentally caught into a high voltage wire. You are stubborn. You are not very kind to Hazzard in your comments. But thank you for watching. Botha Otha and the Prince Disan Kalim also, welcome to the stream. Never Cortez, yes, Zambian, you are watching from New York and you say that this is a great game. I do agree that this is a great game. I also do thank you for having New York on the stream. I think you are the very first person I'm seeing on the stream, on these streams ever from New York. Mambo Svesve, always watching. Prince Lisan Kalima supporting Cesar Kiprotich Chariot. You are definitely watching from Kenya. Good evening to you too. Tony Kaganzi, you seem to say that the sound is not okay. If more people think the sound is not okay, please make it clear in this comment section such that I am sure whether it is Tony's sound or the issue is with me. William Soko is on the stream. One of the guys who I know is big fans and friends with Cesar. Made a very good connection with the Scorpion when the Cesar played in Zambia, and we were proud to be watching games of Cesar taking on Victor and Royd and Kelvin and Mafia and Soldier and Dr. Rango, amongst others. Thank you for entertaining Africa, William Soko. And by the way, William Soko is the guy who inspired live streaming of pool matches on the continent, and we are so humbled to be the guys that have come after him. And William Soko, by the way, my message to you is that you want to retire from streaming games. Your resignation from the streaming is not accepted by myself and my friends. Please keep us providing us what we know you for. Hazzard on the penultimate shot draws the white backwards, little spin, but very accurate. He is not yet done and dusted. He still has some energy in him. This one to put the black to re-energize himself, to bring the score a little more respectable. Yes, he does. That's the round of applause from his management team and some of his fans as he pulls one back and now makes it 5-2. Stana Ali Chatora, you say the sound is clear, and thank you for giving me that confidence. Yes, Jefferson Katende, one of the last Ugandans to beat Cesar, and yet he's always watching Cesar playing. The story of Jefferson is that he played in the Uganda Pro League for about 7 years, between 2009 to 15, and then he went out of the country, but I think he was hiding in Doha playing pool somewhere. He returned someday and participated in the tournament. Most of the guys didn't know him. Long story short, he reached the semi-finals and lost out, but defeated Cesar in the last 8, a result that many people did not see coming. Many people didn't believe. Many people have forgotten about him since then. In fact, he also forgot about himself But I'm made to learn that the day he beat Cesar, he painted it red on his calendar, and after every year he will be celebrating that day as a public holiday. Thank you for watching, Jefferson. Zablon watching from Kenya. Kato David and Peter Nwosu, thank you. Watching from YouTube, and you think that the live stream and the audio as well as video are pretty clear. From Nigeria, a huge fan of Cesar Nasa Legacy, thank you for watching. Welcome to the stream. Derek Masaba, you must be watching from Mbale in Eastern Uganda. Moses Junior Kasumba, you are supporting Cesar, you are just reaching the stream. Roman World Limited, uploading the stream and thanking me. Thank you for watching too. Tafaza Prince Chabata from Zimbabwe. Inside the pool also from Zimbabwe. Murshid Joko watching the stream. Geoffrey MK and Dahaf Kokli. Leroy Jimmy, I'm getting your message. Okay. I have a good chance to work with Francis. We are in touch. I may get a chance to be alongside him. Francis Mokwekwe, one of the biggest streamers on the African continent. I assume that Francis, you are watching. How I wish it comes through that you come to Uganda sometime in the next 2 weeks. And for the reasons for his coming, let's keep our fingers crossed. And for whatever Cesar is doing, let's keep our eyes and ears and attentiveness crossed. When it is players of this level, you always have to be very silent and attentive to every detail that they play. As a young player who wants to learn how to play the game, how they keep focusing, how they shoot, how they move the white ball around, how they avoid unforced errors, how they recover from error. That shot was 90% effective. The 10% denies him an opportunity of getting good white ball, which he wanted to pot yellow ball to the top left corner pocket. Cesar is now in trouble. He must pot. He's going for the center pocket on the left. He misses. Advantage. Hazzard. HT Shabalala, watching from South Africa. By the way, South Africa is the biggest viewership that this page, this platform accords. And I want to thank you all, not just from South Africa, but Southern Africa and the entire African continent, which provides about 90% of the viewership of these streams on Break and Finish Live. And every time that I stream these games and you come up and watch them, I can't thank you anymore. Why would I be streaming if nobody is watching? Why would these players, where would they get the publicity if you are not watching? The thing is that this sport, our sport, billiards, is still pretty much a social media sport. We need to show that much as on television and radio and newspapers, we are not yet to the level of football and basketball and rugby and cricket and name it. On social media, we can at least show what we are made of. This match is being played in East Africa, in Kampala. Two local players who have become an issue, an item on the entire African continent, and with the potential of becoming an item on the globe, are taking on each other with the differences to prove to each other who is the better, who is the king of the table in comparison to the other. They are racing to 21 and they have $1,200 in consequence for whoever loses. It is Hazzard, guy nicknamed the Truth, on table. 5-2 down at his own home venue, his own training table, in front of his fans and his entire management team who are at the venue right now, and he is being led by Cesar Chandiga, a player who is supposed to be his friend, but on the table they are very big rivals. And they have both inflicted very unforgettable defeats against each other. For Hazzard, the two matches in which he was head started with +6, and yet he defeated Cesar with the score not reflecting the actual score, being still a victory for Hazzard with or without the +6. And the two other competitions, each of 64 players, in which Hazzard defeated Cesar in the final. And for them, all of Cesar's 5 victories he has had over Hazzard, one of them which made Hazzard shed a tear was the National Open Grand Finale, the final itself. And who has forgotten that evening in November last year at the Lugogo Indoor Stadium in Kampala, with the entire continent gathered online watching what is happening in Uganda, who will be Uganda's national champion, and Hazzard was overcome by Cesar. That was supposed to be a defense safety shot, which I will say Cesar got all wrong. Sometimes you play a free shot not so well, and then the mother luck is with you. That's exactly what just happened with Hazzard in that previous shot. The rest, I like to say, is a formality for players of this level. Hazzard is up against the black for the 3rd time in this match, and only for the 3rd time out of 8. Hazzard pulls another back, and he wins 2 games in a row for the first time in the match. Hazzard 3, Cesar 5. Rest to 21. It is not a sprint, it is a marathon. Thank you for watching Eddie Galabozi at the Buju Period Center in Chitende. Komwendaya, welcome. Oboli Emma also watching on YouTube, is uploading sound and camera well. Mbavalelo as well. Mfefu, you must be watching somewhere from Southern Africa. Martin Malala is supporting Cesar, and you want your guy just to relax. Both players are, by the way, well traveled all over the continent and beyond. Hazzard, like I said before, became the first of 2 players who ever played in the World Heibo Championships in China. He has played in Zambia, he has played in Zimbabwe, he has played for over a year in South Africa, he has played in Kenya, he has played in Tanzania. Cesar has also played in all of those countries, and for him most especially, his last advent at the World Heibo Championships in China, because of the numbers that he pulls when his games are played. And because of you, very stubborn fans of his in the comment section were able to demand for his games live and to demand for more attention to him from the World Heibo Federation, and your pressure came to pass when he was named one of the superstars, one of the brand ambassadors of Joy Heibo tables for Africa, just as Jason Theron of South Africa. Since then, after the World Heibo Championships, he has played in 2 more events on the Heibo calendar of the year. The World Heibo Masters Series, twice in China. He is meant to travel to Poland, Warsaw, for another Masters Heibo Series. But for this one, he has the invite as ambassador, but he doesn't have the air ticket all catered for. That's why his trip is not yet fully confirmed. and if need be, he could come to you as his fans only with $10 each. A quarter of you watching online will have him to Poland on the next day. Thank you for watching. John Kyle watching on Facebook, and Tony Kaganzi and Gift Nyangwe. You are watching live from, looks like Angola. Guptange Mali. Thank you for watching. Gift Nyangwe. We are saying there are two African pool giants, these ones. The last battles Hazzard participated in, the very last have been victories. He did defeat Dog City 16-12 on this very table. He did defeat Joseph Kasozi 16-12 on this very table. He was defeated by Bwanika Mansur 16-14 on this table. He defeated Cesar on this table with the +6. And a rematch of that same action, same stake, he again defeated Cesar at Climax Bar in Kampala. As for Cesar, yes, he was defeated by Hazzard in a rematch with +6. He was defeated Mansur, whom he had started with +6 on this very table. A rematch was also organized at Climax in Kampala, which Cesar won. And that's one of his better performances in his career. You do not head start Mansur with +6 and beat him at a venue he likes, or a venue selected by himself. He had a money match in Kampala at the same venue, Climax. In Resto 21, he was defeated by South Africa's Jeremiah Naido with $2,000 per player at stake. It is Jerry who won 21-20. A rematch that was played 3 days later. Cesar defeated Jerry 25-10 at Tickles and Giggles in Kampala. There are only 3, if not 4 players who have so many good results against Cesar. Cesar also has good results against them. Those players are Hazzard, also Ibrahim Sejemba, also Rashid Wagaba, the guy nicknamed Dog City. Nowadays, Mansur is becoming stubborn against Cesar. The other player is Jeremiah Naido Ganda. For him in particular, he has a better head-to-head performance against Cesar. Hazzard's A game seems to be starting to come together. Very dangerous player he is. He has lots of skill, lots of brains on the table. He's so imaginative and elaborative and skillful. Umpire Hadija calls for a foul. He says that Hazzard's cue stick interrupted with Cesar's red as he aimed. Advantage Cesar, 2 shots.
Shut your level. We do classic
This frame, I like to say that it is about to be stolen away from Hazzard by Cesar. Sometimes when it is players of this level, you may not need just your brilliance to win. You may also need a few unforced errors from your opponent. You may also need a stroke of luck. This game is reminiscent of that. Cue ball control on point. He's getting the noise out of his fans. Cesar 6, Hazzard 3, Resto 21.
Come on, baby. Come on, Ambassador. Come on, baby.
10 seconds.
With me in the commentary box is one of you guys, a guy who loves the game, who has played with the Rock Catalina Pool Club, a guy who is always on the live chat with me, and yet today he has come here. I know he is a big fan of the Scorpion. Introduce yourself and what you have to talk about this game.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for viewing Showe Live. The game is quite exciting. Cesar is up in very high energies, and we are hoping for the best. Actually, I'm very glad that Cesar took the lead earlier than Hazzard. Usually, Hazzard is very hard to maintain when he has the lead, but we are glad that we're having the lead. And if you need my predictions, I think Hazzard may not make it to 15.
That's a very brave prediction. Where do you see Cesar maybe from next year after this match, given the trajectory of his game, the way his career is running? Where do you see him?
Cesar's career is growing quite fast. After this match, I see Cesar going to play in Europe. I see Cesar being very great. I actually see Cesar again punishing Jerry and Aden. So we're looking forward to more of Cesar, and people are going to see much more of Cesar.
There is one box he has not yet ticked. He has been dominant in Zambia, he has been dominant in Uganda, he has done the stuff in Tanzania and China and places like that, but he has never won the African Championship singles title. When do you think that one will ever happen?
Something about Cesar is that Cesar doesn't cheat the process. Cesar will go through the process, and Cesar will win the African Championship. Time will tell, and Cesar is still very young. Cesar is going to get there, and will be by his back.
Thank you for that insight. After the game, I want you here, especially if Hazzard wins. You'll have to apologize for your words. Thank you. That is Keta, my good friend, who is here. If I get a chance to see a fan of Hazzard who will want to have a little chat with us, I will do. For now, please. The commentary is stopping only momentarily. Momentarily. After 3 minutes, they will have time in. For now, it is time out. Especially for Hazzard, it is Cesar 7 and Hazzard 3.
Off camera, some people already on it. Off camera, some people already on it. Off camera, they are on
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, with a score not many of you would have predicted. Not when you have beaten someone 4 times in a row, then that same someone leads 7-3 against you with 10 games played. not when it is two players of this level, not when you are at your own home ground, when it's your own home set of fans, not when your management team is at the venue cheering you, not when they promised you that if you win, they give you all the money. That is what is at stake for Hazzard, who is down 7-3 against Cesar Chandega. If you're just joining the stream, today we are at Dice Lounge in Kampala, the suburb of Munyonyo, right at the shore of Lake Victoria, the world's second biggest fresh water body, which is just a stone's throw away from where we are. And indeed the cool breeze is onto our skins, and indeed we are getting entertained to top quality action on the tables between two of the best players that this country has ever produced. One of them is the national champion, and the other came second as his opponent became a national champion. Cesar Chandega 7, Hazzard Lukoma 3 in a very long race to 21. I like to say that it is a marathon. The race to 21 or race to 25 or race even to 16 is not a sprint. 7-3 is almost no lead. It can disappear in thin air in 20 minutes or so. Hazzard trying to go 7-4, still down. It is the second game in a row in which you will start to think that mother luck is on Cesar's side today. Hazzard will need a very big shot simply to find his red. Maybe to play off 2 or 3 rails. Even then it will be pretty difficult. He's going all the way. 1, 2, 3 rails, finds the red, but doesn't put. You would applaud his effort simply to find the ball. But against Cesar, it's still not good enough. In a frame like this one, with a set of 7 yellows as this one, with only 2 of them touching each other, and yet the 5 are in space, you see no way back for Hazzard. And the more Cesar leads, the more confident he becomes, the more likely that he's running away with this race. Once again, I will say that ever since he became an established player in 2022, he has never lost in a long race to a Ugandan without giving a head start. And I like to say that the last player who did beat him in a long race without having given a head start was a shorter race, with Mansour Banika being the opponent. Then Cesar was still mastering his game. But for the last 3 years, all his matches against fellow Ugandans in long races, in battles, in money matches have ended in victory for the Scorpion. And if I'm not mistaken, only one of them had a close score. That was the match against Ibrahim Sejemba in a race to 21, 21-18 being the final score at Sabrina's pub in Kampala. And he's making such stuff look easy, as if it is any easy at all. This is poetry in motion from the Scorpion. It is becoming or will I say it is starting to become an anticipation of a moment of celebration after the end of this match for Cesar's fans in Moyo, where he was born, in Lira, where he was raised, in Gulu, where he was nurtured, in Kampala, where he became an established player, in Dar es Salaam and Nairobi and Johannesburg and Shanghai and Kwangmingdao, where he has entertained thousands of revelers at the venues and online. They are starting to believe that this is likely to become the Scorpions' night, who now leads 8-3. If Hazzard is to win this match, maybe if he's to have any chance of coming back against Ceazer, he will need all of the brilliance which has helped him to winning 8 comps in the last 1 year. The brilliance which saw him becoming the first Ugandan to play in the World Heibo Championships. The brilliance which helped him win the National Open Championship of Uganda. Simply to even there make a comeback against Ceazer. It is one of those times when you play a good shot, but a good shot may not be good enough. Sometimes I have to confess that I like it when Cesar is in trouble in a game, because sometimes he just produces a moment of magic, which then, because such moments become highlights. This will not be one of those moments. It will not be one of those highlights. Hazzard gets a chance, at least, to play. At least a chance to play. The venue is full to capacity. If you are watching from home, if you are planning to come and watch the final stages of this match, I would advise you to stay at home and watch online. It is at this venue that we have had for 3 years in succession the tournament which is dubbed the Creme de la Creme Comp, which in the last 3 editions has been won by Bwanika Mansour and Ibrahim Sejemba and Lokoma Hazzard respectively. It is at this venue where we have had some of the more memorable money matches in this country, including Hazzard versus Kasozi twice, Hazzard versus Dog City, and yes, Mansour versus Ganda Ganda. Also Hazzard versus Eden and Rivaldo versus Mansour. just one pool table which have lots of memories to it. And tonight it is without a shadow of a doubt producing even more memories. It looks as though the memories will be better for Cesar's fans. Cesar is showing us the other side to his game than what we know as an offensive lethal player. And at least Hazzard doesn't foul, gives himself a chance. For as long as Cesar lets him play, for as long as Hazzard gets a chance to play, for as long as Cesar doesn't open up his game entirely, you think that maybe an opportunity will come for Hazzard in this one. Maybe Cesar is just playing to close the pocket entirely. Another safety shot, and yet Hazzard can see a small fraction of 3 over his yellows, both on left and right and in the center of the table. Will play bank shots to occupy the pocket top right with his yellow, and Cesar will try to occupy the same pocket with his red. In now a slow and tactical frame, number 12. If you're just joining the stream, there's a scoreboard on the top right of your screen. The scores on the left are for Cesar. The scores on the right are for Hazzard 3 against Cesar's 8. It is at this venue that Hazzard took down Ibra in the first round of a very memorable match. The Creme de la Creme Comp, the biggest stamping I have ever seen over Ibra. 11-1, that was. Finally, the battle for who of the players has their ball occupy the bottom left corner pocket is now having Hazzard in the lead. And you want to think that at some point the umpire may have enough of this and could call for a stalemate if the players continue with playing, showing no sign of wanting to pot, let alone having progress of the frame. It's understandable from Hazzard's perspective. He knows that if he's to have any chance of winning this match, he'll have to fight for each and every frame, each and every shot, as if his entire life depends on it. And should he win this frame, it will be the most hard-won game he will have in the match. And should Hazzard lose this frame, you will think that it will be so demoralizing to him. To lose a frame he has fought for so hard like this. So it's a chance to get the other side of these players, and the non-offensive side of these players, the other side to their game. It is now a game being played, you would think, in Zambia, between Mafia and Victor. Skill shot by Cesar, loading. There we go. There we go. Special moment. Call for special player. That was a special moment. And Cesar is a special player. He is now in firm control of this game just by one moment of brilliance. And should Hazzard foul, he will most likely demoralizingly lose a frame. And fortunately for Hazzard, he finds his yellow. But you want to think that still Cesar has the driving effect in this frame. After that opening, he will play one more safety shot. Hide the white ball between the two reds, just to play a little snooker. Just like that. And his fans are cheering that shot as if he has spotted black. This frame has really delivered. Like I said earlier in the same frame, that special moments call for special players. Hazzard has just demonstrated that he can equally be a special player as is Cesar, as he has just delivered a special moment, putting his yellow off the rail, off the angle, in what you would call a desperate shot, in which he knew that he was losing the frame had he not potted, and yet he delivered a pot and a clearance as he's on the black, which he pots to pull one back again to now 8-4. Hello? One. In a special way, I would like to thank Jeff Miro, a pool technician, the best pool technician I believe we have in the East African region, for always according quality pool table standards every time these guys have matches and tournaments and races and battles, to the effect that if it is Jeff having provided service to the tables, the arenas, the venues, the match will be won by who of the players has the better day, plays the better pool, not the table. That is Jeff Miro, a former pool player, a former top scorer of the Uganda Pool League, by the way, in the year 2009. And yet he's now the best pool table technician we have in the country. Thank you, Jeff, for all of these services. The initial argument has been in terms of the rack of the balls and who was supposed to break the frame. Hazzard racked the frame thinking that it was his break. And after racking so well, Cesar reminded him that, please, it is my break. And Cesar has just spotted yellow on the break and red on the break and is in the mood to extend his lead to maybe 9-4. I like to say that when it is a long race, I have seen it 99.9% of the times when the races are long, when the players are genuinely good. That is both of the players, that each of them has a sequence of games in which they win consecutive frames. They have a session which they utilize either to take a big lead, to pull away from their opponents, or to claim a victory. For Cesar, it did come at the start of the match. There are signs that he could proceed with the same. For Hazzard, it has not really been the case. Cesar will need a big shot here, potting red ball to the top right corner pocket, using the white ball to open up the red which is near the black to the center pocket on the left. There we go. There we go. The shot is as accurate as the word accurate itself. He didn't even need to open. He placed the white ball to a position as though he placed it by bare hand. That is the Scorpion in tip-top form. This one will go down as the best apples in this race so far. Up against the black. Ceazer 9, Hazzard 4. Shout out to you, Bismarck Moyo. You seem to have seen Cesar smiling for the first time in the game. You also seem to be supporting Cesar. I want to see Hazzard's fans in the comment section. Masterful Alan Jonah supporting Cesar as well. Ben Jematongo, you want to see the slow motion version of that previous shot? I'll try to provide it to you. As Cesar won his 9th frame. Pardon Matanga. Wetsi Moraki versus Cesar is the game that fellow streamer Francis Mukwekwe of Key Pixels Photography in the comment section says he wants to see. Okay, Francis, I doubt that Moraki is still a top player. He's not active, for heaven's sake. Yeah, but the more business I want to watch is between Cesar and either Aiden or Jerry, either way. And thank you, Francis, for always entertaining Africa with stuff that is happening in Zimbabwe, best in Harare and beyond, but also the games that we have witnessed from you, from Zambia and Kenya and China and Cape Town and everywhere in between. The guy, I like to say that, uses the airplane as if it is a Uber. Thank you, Francis Charity Andrew. Charity, you're stubborn, eh? Davis Ahumza, where are you watching from? Musa Zizum, Malay, supporting Hazzard. Okay, at least. Simon Tumweba, no, you are not all fans of Cesar. Some Hazzard fans, eh? Dash Sibangiso, supporting Hazzard, the champ. Mabangiso Hazzard is in trouble. 21 can be a very long race when playing against Cesar. It can be a frustratingly long night when your opponent is this guy. His better performances throughout his career, which is still young by the way, have been in long races, call them battles. And as if he is not yet tired of delivering quality stuff, he makes an opening, in which case now he will simply need to roll the yellow ball. White moves naturally for him to put black ball to the center pocket. He even does it better, as if he's deliberately wanting to entertain the fans, as if leading 9-4 is not enough. The Scorpion extends his lead now to 10-4. That is the chant of his fans. You like to say, you may want to say that the icing is on the cake. Yes, it is a long way to go. But with Cesar 6 games ahead, I have seen him give away a 5-game lead in a long race. I have never ever seen him giving a 6-game lead away. If Hazzard wins this match, it will be the first time that Cesar will be defeated after him leading by 10-4. Yes, he led by 20-16 against Eden in Kampala in a race to 21, the first international long race he ever had, and he ended up losing that race 21-20. Yes, he led 21-17 against Jerry again in Kampala, and he lost that race 21-20. But against a Ugandan, it has never happened for him to lose a match without giving a head start. And if Hazzard wins this match, he will be the first to come from 6 games down to beat Cesar, whether fellow Ugandan or an international player. Hazzard on Reds. Hopefully for him, hopefully, make a clearance. James Mbewe is uploading magic which he says Cesar is producing. Okay. Hi, BK Ibrahim, the man from Comedy Store. Once again, welcome to the stream. Esel Mfefum, Mbav Haleleo, thank you for watching. You want Hazzard to drink more water, and yet Cesar is producing more magic. And when the white ball is frozen against the rail, the guy did produce that shot. And fortunately for Hazzard, he gets another chance to play some of the stuff that Cesar produces on the table. You will be fortunate not to freeze when you are his opponent. When he is in this kind of mode, you just want to be a viewer. You may probably even want to be his fan. What you don't want to be when Cesar is playing as is his opponent. Hazzard has produced an equally good shot. The shots he will have to produce for the entirety of the rest of the night to stand a chance of making a comeback. Hoikan Nosdikamu still uploading the previous shot, the previous magical shots Cesar played, and I know some of these shots will be trending from tonight and onwards on TikTok and on your social platforms of WhatsApp. Hazzard is taking off some time to talk to some of Cesar's fans, at least to be silent when it is Hazzard's turn on table, and he did that very calmly, and I would applaud him for that. He did the right thing. The clearance loading, you think that as long as Hazzard finds his red ball to the corner pocket, bottom left, he will be okay with the white ball, with just a roll of the ball, just like that. The first time I'm seeing Hazzard's manager Mark Mozongu chanting loudly as Hazzard produces a magical clearance of his own to now pull another back. Cesar 10, Hazzard 5, rest to 21. I just want to speak to one of the guys who are at the venue, a fond fan of one of the players. Please introduce yourself and how you see the trajectory of the game.
Mon is my name. I happen to be in the management of Ceazer. So far so good for our camp. The horse is putting some resistance, but I think Ceazer still has an edge over the game. We don't need to blink because he's lethal. Our opponent is very lethal, especially when he's playing home. So far so good.
Cesar has never gone 6-0 up ever in his life and then lose a match. Do you think there is a possibility that Hazzard could be the first to do this
we don't have time to get such history made on us. Ceazer has to maintain what he does best. He will give what belongs to Ceazer to Ceazer. I will not eat my words.
Now after this, Ceazer is ranked first. Hazzard is 6th, but in the minds they know that he is the unofficial seed 2, maybe for now. Now after beating the unofficial seed 2, should Ceazer win, will the head start stuff continue? Because now we are on Cesar's management. Will he resume giving head starts to some of these players? Should he beat Hazzard?
The head start basically was just training. We were not looking at the money. If we still need that training, we shall call them and give them the head start. But it's not very necessary for now. We have our avenues, we have our places to play, we have our players to face. The whole Africa is good. So head start to me is not a good idea. We can get another challenge.
Thank you for loving the game. As you sip down your juice, I wish you a nice match.
Thank you so much, Peter Chauvin. Thank you for giving us the best.
That is Easy Moses Omoan. He loves Cesar so much. Sometimes he dresses himself crazy when it is Cesar's turn on the table. But I apologize for not keeping it balanced in terms of the guys who come to say hi. All of those who have been winning so far have been Cesar's supporters. For Hazzard supporters, they are maybe not confident enough for the day, given the fact that their guy is not in the lead. Not that they are not here, they are available. Maybe when Hazzard starts to pull some games back, they will be having the confidence enough. In the meantime, I will never get tired of thanking you on both Facebook and YouTube, where we are having this game streamed live. We are close to 1,700 watching this match, even though there is top class European football ongoing. Still over 1,000 are watching pool. Thank you, Africa. But look at what Cesar is treating us to. And yet, after watching his career almost in its entirety, Cesar, I have this assertion to make that he's at his most deadly when he has a score to settle. When you are his opponent and you have beaten him before, and most especially when you make noise, he will want to silence you just on the pool table. This is he up against the black, now in double figures, and makes it 11-5. Thank you for watching Bashir Kavuma, #1 fan, Bwanika Mansur. Yes, Bashir, manager Bashir, we want to see something happening. Mansur versus one of these guys, eh? Maybe Mansur versus Dog City again in a battle. Wadada Jovan supporting Hazzard. IBKS, thank you. Stop being funny, eh? Kalevo, you want me to say hi to the girl in a green dress? I don't know which one. Okay, I've seen, but I've also realized that maybe you are not concentrating on the game. Leave the girl, she came with her someone, eh? And from Facebook, thank you for watching Mosisi Vincent. Thank you for watching Spina Kenny and Rashad Alvin. And Terence Chesveto supporting Cesar, you call him the great. Charlie Wallets supporting Hazzard, Vianney Viva. Thank you for watching Musa Kabuye, Dennis Monroe, Rogers Muliowa. You want me to tag the waitress number? Unfortunately, you are not even around. If you want to see the waitress, you may have to. You may have to fly to this part of the country just to say hi to her. Life will be so unfair to you. But thank you for watching, eh? It's not an easy time being a fan of Hazzard this evening. It is not an easy time being Hazzard himself. It will never be easy when this guy leads by 6 against you. In terms of battles, I mean races, I mean money matches, long races. There is only one player who has better head-to-head statistics against Cesar, and that is Jerry. And look at what he's doing. Making easy stuff of potting balls off the others, trying to open up the game. So elaborative of a player that the Scorpion is, that he can in a split second turn a bad game into a good one. Unfortunately, in that opening, he plays himself in a little bit of trouble by the placement in the shot of the red balls, which are surrounding one of his yellows, the one to the right of your screen. And as he plays, he will have that yellow in his mind. The yellow which is in between the reds and the black on the right. And now you can see what he's playing and what he's thinking and what he's trying to do. In a normal roll of the yellow ball, which is near the rail on the left, he gives himself a white ball, which has a natural angle to open up the yellow, which is near the reds and the black. That is where I disagree with his decision making. A simple roll of the ball would do. Not only would he give him a better angle of the white for the next ball and the last ball, it will be less risky. This time, it is a mistake from Cesar. Advantage Hazzard. He will have a mountain to climb just to have the hope of winning this match. He is 6 games down. It is not an insurmountable lead. And I like to say that if there is a player, especially a Ugandan player, who can even dare think that he can win against Cesar with 6 games down, that guy could be this guy, Hazzard. There we go. Maybe it is starting to become possible. You know, when you are down, you simply have to fight for each game as it comes. If Hazzard can pull off this one, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 games more, then Cesar's lead could disappear. But he must do it first. The Hazzard I know will move the white ball round 2 rails. Actually not. Plays it in a straight backspin. And it was not accurate enough. For whatever he was trying to aim at in terms of the final position of the white ball, did not pull off. And he has little options. I am not even sure he can bank that shot in a double to the corner pocket, bottom right. Even playing off one of the yellows is not easy. Whatever he's going for, I'm not sure. Goes for the bank, misses on the bank. Advantage Cesar. He must be on target, Cesar. Simply roll the yellow ball with the minimum possible energy. The white ball has natural movement to bounce off the rail on the right into space to put black ball to the top right corner pocket, but has to be very slow and most importantly very accurate. It is slow and very, very, very accurate. He is starting to play like a guy possessed. And the gentleman who has just tipped Cesar with a note of money. I want to say this, it may not be good for your ear that he's part of Hazzard's management team. Just some culture in Ugandan pool of fans tipping their favorite players when they impress them with beautiful shots. Hazzard gets the go-ahead from the umpire to rack the game and play. Otherwise, he is in trouble. He must start winning and start winning games consecutively. Cesar has done it before, making fun of his opponents, winning some of the most humiliating matches in terms of the final scores in long races. 21-9 against Bwanika Mansur. 21-18 against Ibrahim Kayanja after head starting Ibrahim Kayanja with +7. 21-20 against Bwanika Mansur after head starting Mansur with +6. And 21-2 against Logola Simon. He has defeated Abdallah Hussein in Dar es Salaam and Innocent Sami in Dar es Salaam and Henry Mwangi in Kenya and Aiden Joseph in Johannesburg. Those are all players, top players whom he defeated at their own backyards. He's trying to do the same against another player. This time in the country of origin of both of the players, but again his opponent at his own backyard with his fans in attendance, with his management team all in presence. That one will go down as a beauty of a clearance from the guy who is nicknamed The Truth. A name he gave to himself with an assertion that other players are lies. He has a very big mountain to climb to prove to the few hundred fans at the venue and thousands of fans who are watching the game online that he is indeed the truth. He has about 2 hours in which to show that he is 12-5 down. He is 7 games down. It's a good shot. He almost got unlucky, almost got himself snookered, but he is now okay. Hazzard 6, Cesar 12, Resto 21.
They don't drink mango, they just eat it. Why are you drinking?
If you're just joining the stream, it's about 10 times or around then the number of times that these players have faced off, and a fair share of victories from each of the players against the other. For Hazzard, 2 money matches in which he has beaten Ceazer. He was head started with +6 and Hazzard won them both. That one will go down as one of the biggest unforced errors, the biggest misses of the match. And it is reminiscent of a guy who is not fully confident with himself today. Sometimes you get your match with Cesar and he can perform to drain the confidence out of you. He has done that to top players of Hazzard's level and even beyond. He has ever treated Eden Joseph to that kind of treatment in Johannesburg at Eden's own backyard. It is the first time I ever saw equal number of supporters for both players when one of the players is the host and another is visiting from another country. He has given the same amount of treatment to Jeremiah Naido in a money match in Kampala. But also Jeremiah Naido has given Cesar the same treatment in 2 money matches that were organized in Johannesburg.
The truth is that Cesar can beat. The truth is that Cesar can beat. The truth is that Cesar can
Little shots which are played with minimal energy but have too much detail on them. He does stuff that looks easy to do on the eye, and yet it is another apple. Ceazer 13, Hazzard 6. Coming up is frame number 20, and we may have the second time out of the match after this next frame. Hazzard to break. Elton Monsakai, you are from Zambia. You are applauding us for treating you to what you are calling world-class pool. And thank you for being so generous with your comments. Fox stationers, welcome to the stream. You've just gotten online. The message to you is that Cesar Chandiga is leading 13-6 against Hazzard Lokoma in a money match. Racing to 21 for $1,200 US, which these guys have given to me and have given me permission to give it to the first player to 21 games. So far, it is advantage to Cesar, who leads 13-6. Once again, thank you guys for following this platform and other streaming platforms which I normally use, which were all opened for only one reason: to promote this sport. Purely passion driven. Something I started doing early 2020 when there was lockdown. These guys were involved in illegal matches, I would say, when pool tables were not even supposed to open up, and yet I started streaming games when pool was being played illegally. Even risky it was. I've gotten chance to stream games like these in their dozens. In fact, on all my platforms are thousands of matches live and recorded in tournaments in Uganda and Kenya and Zambia and Zimbabwe and South Africa and those other places where I have gotten chance to travel and met tournament organizers and players, most of whom the best the continent of Africa has to offer. And I want to send a huge appreciation to you for rewarding me by subscribing to these platforms. Peter Chewe Live Pool Facebook, which was hacked into as Hazzard Pools won back to 13-6. It was hacked into in October last year, and we lost a following of 73,000 people. And yet 8 months later, a new page that was created called Break and Finish Live. It was created immediately, but 8 months later, it has exactly the same amount of followers, 73,000. An indication that after 8 months, all followers on Peter Chewe Live have migrated to the new Facebook platform, Break and Finish Live. The Peter Chewe Live YouTube channel, which had a 1-year ban, which was given about 15 months ago, because many of the live streams had the copyrighted music in them. That is why I did create the Break and Finish Live YouTube platform for streaming live on YouTube, because then Peter Chewe Live was not permitted to go live, though it has many matches which were posted but not live. As I speak, the live banner on that channel was lifted, so I use both Peter Chewe Live YouTube and Break and Finish Live YouTube for accessing YouTube. And one big reason why I can't put down Peter Chewe Live is that it's the biggest YouTube channel on the continent in terms of number of subscribers, all because of you. Thank you for making me relevant after doing something which I simply love to do. Big thanks to all the players including many of you who are watching and do play. Tournament organizers, most especially in Uganda, but also other places where I've gotten a chance to play official tournaments of the Polo Association of Uganda, tournaments of the Kenya Black Ball Federation, tournament of the Tanzania Polo Association, tournaments of the All Africa Pool Association, which have been streaming for the last 5 years. Fellow streamers who have been sharing this content, big up to you. Evans Okacha of Rack and Shoot Blitz in Nairobi, in Kakamega in Kenya. Shout out to you. Francis Mokwekwe, best in Harare in Zimbabwe. Shout out to you. Cravo Platinums, best in Bulawayo in Zimbabwe. Big shout out to you, to our inspiration William Soko, best in Johannesburg, but supposed to be best in Lusaka in Zambia, where he's from. Shout out to you, Samson Kibuga of the Sam's Pool TZ channel, who normally streams the games from Tanzania. And all bloggers and streamers who always bring these games between these players every time they come to us live, to the comfort of our screens, our homes, our cars, our workplaces, and wherever we decide to watch from. The sport is surviving in the competitive media world, just using advantages of many times phones, by the way, not even cameras. And thanks to good commentary skills of guys like myself, to spread the gospel of the game far and wide. There's one energetic fan of Hazzard whom I've come to love, even when things are not going according to plan for Hazzard on the table. Kalema Paul is shouting Hazzard every step of the way, up to this moment in time. The players decided not to have their timeout, by the way, but they can always get it as long as they ask for it from umpire Farida Nachiride. Thank you for watching and appreciating. Bonnie, it is saying you're watching on YouTube. Anderson Themba Makabale, hello to you. Crash Walusembi is predicting 21-11 in victory for Cesar. Deep Sound Record, thank you for watching. Moses Amanya, you said this boy is dangerous. I know you are meaning Hazzard. Ngesa Sam must be Kenyan. Ngesa Sam, good job there. You know the job I'm referring to. Deep Sound Record supporting from South Africa. Welcome to the stream. Richard Obama, your team Cesar. Peterson Katerega, a new subscriber. Thank you for watching and appreciating all the stuff. Hazzard is playing his heart and energy out just to have a chance to make a clearance, and it is a game which is heavily poised in his favor to go another game up to 8. Bwenje Lawrence, greetings to you. You must be watching from Mubende in Uganda. You are watching on Break and Finish Live Facebook. Scott Trevor supporting Caesarman from South Africa. Webomba Itwaya, you are thanking me for the work you are doing. You are watching from Eastern Uganda. Martin Saunyama watching from the United Kingdom. Wow. Siwe Isaacs, you want Cesar to make it to ultimate pool. By the way, there is there is chance that next year you never know. You never know. These guys are making baby steps to try and make it into the international scene where there is even more money but more tough opposition than themselves. The truth, trying to make a comeback, and I will want to say an unlikely comeback, but nonetheless a comeback. And how many times, if you've been following Mark Ugandan pool, do you see the director of Dice Lounge, Mark Mozongo, up on his feet in support of his boy Hazzard? This time, I want to tell you that he can barely sit. He is up on his feet. Hazzard 8, Cesar 13, rest to 21. For once, Hazzard has said a little prayer to the Almighty to grant him the energy and wisdom to put a ball on a break. Sometimes these players acknowledge that the difference between victory and defeat could be just prayer. And God has answered Hazzard's prayer. The only difference that God's answer has been no. Hazzard fouls on the break. Advantage, Cesar. Simon, big up. You are saying you are supporting Cesar today, but you are a huge Sejemba Ibra fan. That is strange. Ibra's fans are not supposed to support Cesar. That is how the rivalry is. I just want to give you some tips. So if you're supporting Ibra, here you should be hating. You should be supporting Hazzard. I'm joking. Support whoever you feel like. Central Richard supporting Cesar to the world. Mwesige Ronald on YouTube. Thank you for watching. Kasenge Amos. Kawali Sharif, you're supporting Team Dice, supporting Hazzard definitely. Saku David and Central Richard supporting the ambassador in Cesar, who is once again having an opportunity to make another of the so many clearances he has been making this match. Another opportunity to take down another big player at his own backyard. Another opportunity to impress hundreds, if not thousands, watching on Facebook and YouTube. Another opportunity to please Moyo, where he's born, to please Lira, where he's raised, to please Lusaka, where he played the semi-professional pool, to please Bulawai, where he's a darling, to please Harare, where he is a favorite, to please Kampala, where he is the new favorite, to please his fans. Cesar up against the black for the 14th time in this match, 14-8. Now this is the math. If we are to play up to a decider, it is 18 games left. That is if we are to play up to the wire. Of the 18, Hazzard needs 13 and Cesar 6. Of 18, Hazzard needs 13. Pardon. Hazzard needs 13 and Cesar 7. It's actually 19 games to go if we are to have a decider. Thank you for watching. Leonard Kwendenda, you are following closely from Lusaka in Zambia. And Matovo Robinson, thank you for watching. Traimo Vonza Bwabia and Mr. Lechesa here from South Africa. Fox Stationers supporting Team Cesar. Rashad Alvin, Timosan Singo supporting Computer from Hartfield. My good friend is saying what Computer is not playing today. So that is a very funny guy. Engineer Hakim Norris, a fan of Hazzard, and you are wishing all of them the best. Thank you for supporting. Unfortunately, a little bit Hazzard plays himself into some kind of trouble. Opened up one of his yellows and locked up another of his yellows. The one between two reds and a black to the right of your screen is a ball he will be having his mind on as he plays. That's a very effective shot. Very effective. Denganyang, thank you for watching. Should be somewhere from South Sudan, eh? Sab Koken. Betty Tabitha Peter Mwemba from Lusaka, you are supporting Scorpion. Kyla John. Hamza is life. Stana Chatora. Stana, you're asking if she is fine. I don't know whom you are calling she, and yet you are referring to Francis. The Francis I know has very many she's. He's a guy who has specialized in having a girlfriend in each of the major pool playing countries in Africa. I think it is something that is helping him with streaming games in each part of the continent very comfortably. At least I know someone in Kenya and Zambia and someone in Uganda and a few girls in Zimbabwe. So thank you for that good job of promoting child spaces, Francis. You space the children one each in countries which are spaced so far away from each other. Good job. Thank you for the streams. From Nigeria, Gideon Tum. Wow. Nigeria on the stream. I always like to tell people watching from Nigeria that we know Nigeria as a home of talent. We want to see Nigeria in pool competitions involving players, the best players from Africa. Nigeria is really missed. It's a big part of African sports. Nigeria, maybe we shall have one day the Super Pool Eagles. But now we are watching Super Pool being played by the Scorpion. Sometimes he can be such a marvel to watch. Look at this. And making it look so effortless. To finish a game that hard with all that skill, quite immaculately and effortlessly and comfortably. He is now at 15 and Hazzard at 8. Those are Cesar's fans counting from 41 to 40. I want to pass a special vote of thanks to some of the special people who have had a special contribution to the talents that we are watching today. And right now I want to shout out to you, to point you out, Hans Rogari, the marketing manager today of the All Africa Pool Associations. What a wonderful job you did as Cesar's manager when his career was starting to move from the grass it was to the grace it is today. Having him as a signed-up player of Ron's Pool Club, where he became an established player in Uganda. Moving him from Uganda to Zambia, where he became an international star. And seeing him through as a big daddy, a mentor, a guide, who has allowed us to see the best of a Scorpion, as nowadays a star of the game who has remained so grounded and so humble and down to earth and such a loved guy because of the very good beginning you gave him. This match is dedicated to you, Hans Rogari. I know you are watching most likely from the Copper Belt region of Zambia. You gave us a beast who is tormenting colleagues on the table from near and far, and a darling of the crowds on the internet. Once again, thank you, Hans. After getting himself this confident, you think that Hazzard's time is really running out. You feel for Hazzard. You feel for being Hazzard and being his fan right now, when it is almost mission impossible. When Cesar is playing this well, when he's gliding this well, when he's potting this well, when the white ball is being moved so effortlessly, when his fans are on song, when he has unveiled a beast at the business end of the tournament. Cesar 16, Hazzard 8, rest to 21. From Facebook, thank you for watching. Agrippa Shoko, Emmanuel Mumba, Shadrach Dube, Isino Firebase, Reynold Mbajo, Joseph Chingware. You want to say that Cesar is in a class of his own and is a little bit lucky today? Yes, I've seen a few moments where he has been lucky with a few shots and also a bit lucky with some of Hazzard's mistakes. But they normally say that luck comes to a prepared player. Elijah Mlenga, you think that Hazzard can't handle this? Silas Kimplagat also supporting Cesar. Romano World Limited, you seem to be supporting Cesar. Trinashim Munenge, welcome to the stream. JRA, you are saying it's 5 to go for Cesar man. Yes, you are right. Jason Nkuna, you are watching from Dubai, from the Burj Khalifa. Well, isn't that supposed to be the highest building in the world? You are seeming to be watching from the highest point of the world, meaning that this sport has reached the highest point of the world, at least online. Very humbling experience. You, Garland, you want Hazzard to buy more water for Hazzard, at least this time. At least. Cesar misses a shot. Ramadan Gita, a former player, nowadays a fish. You must be watching from somewhere in South Sudan. Okay, I'm taking note of your contact. Richard E. Kasongo is saying Cesar is on fire. Kalawa Cleanboy, thank you for watching from South Africa. Fumbani Chuchu. You are saying Germany out in the football. Okay, thank you for that update. Hazzard has one big shot to play in this frame. Look at the yellow ball closest to your screen on the right. The pocket where he can easily put it is occupied by Cesar's already. He will need a skill shot to put it somehow. Eminel Capella, you are watching from Zambia. Sikayuji, thank you for watching. Pardon Chapangu, welcome to the stream. Henry Kalonde Malenga, as Hazzard plays the wonderful shot I thought he needed, even when he's down. He's not out. Mr. Skill, Mr. Elaboration Hazzard, Mr. Imaginativeness, Mr. Elaborativeness has the energy in him, even when up against the Scorpion, who is most of this game having his A game. Hazzard is not out. Good shooting. Yes, that frame will be another of Hazzard's moments of brilliance in a match which may not go in his favor. But the beauty with these players is that for them, even if it is not their day, they still have in them some highlights. That frame, that clearance for Hazzard was another of his highlights. Hazzard 9, Cesar 16, rest to 21. At times you can be beautiful but unlucky. There is evidence in this match. that Hazzard is unlucky. You cannot play against Cesar, being Cesar, playing as well as he normally does. And then you break so well and split the balls so perfect. And then the white ball goes inside. The end is starting to get in sight for Cesar. With 16 games won so far, he needs 5. He's playing as if he's won. He's about to get another to bring himself within 4 games of victory. The end is in sight. Revenge is the mission. 21 is the target. Look at that. Moment of brilliance in a match of brilliance from the Scorpion. Ceazer 17, Hazzard 9. This match has so far gone on for 2 hours and 40 minutes, including timeout, which is very good time. To play 28 games. Every time that Cesar is on table, as long as he has a chance to win a game in progress, as long as he's the player shooting, there is optimism in so many parts of the continent where they have a share of him, where they claim him as one of their own. Here in Kampala, he has been resident in the city for only 3 years, but already the most supported player around and officially Uganda's seed number 1. When he is playing at various venues in the district of Gulu, where he was nurtured as a competitive player, they normally gather at Cuba and Black Spot and other venues and watch these games on giant screen with the entire community supporting one of their own. In Lira, where he grew up as a young man, as a young boy, before he was 10 until he was a teenager, they normally watch on their giant screens at Capital Pub and Hawaii Sports and elsewhere. A guy who, because of what he does and what defines him, has gotten himself a few nicknames. The Scorpion, because his fans claim that he stings his opponents like the Scorpion. the people's player because they say he pulls thousands when he is playing, especially watching online, and the ambassador because he is the ambassador of Joy Chinese Hayball in Africa. But it is now the truth, as Hazzard is called, a nickname he gave to himself, suggesting that his other opponents are lies, with an opportunity to pull another back, at least to get a 10th, at least to get himself to double figures, at least to give himself more confidence, just as he can give to his fans who are at the venue of Hazzard's choice, and his management team which is at the venue watching, and others of his supporters online. He could decide to pot normally, but he won't give himself good white. He can decide to play a top left spin. After potting center, white ball bounces off the rail and then goes into space such that he can easily pot black to the corner pocket, bottom right. Only that there is risk he could miss the target if he's so elaborative with his white ball. Here we go. He goes for the simplest possible shot, just for him to see the black. And you would want to think that it is the best option of the shot. He can sink in this black. Hazzard 10, Cesar 17, rest to 21. For only 2 minutes, second time out of the match, especially for Hazzard, who is 17-10 down. And to pass a special vote of thanks to the Advanced Talent Agency, the game changer in Ugandan and East African and maybe African pool, with a mission to professionalize the players, create playing platforms where these guys could earn, in terms of earning, and I mean earning from their talents. And details of that will be shared in due course, but as I speak, they are the distributors officially of Joy Chinese Hayball tables to the country of Uganda, as well as the official black ball tables which are used in official competitions organized by the World Black Ball Federation. And they are on the verge of sealing a deal to have the Scorpion in Ceazer as a signed player of the team, in addition to Lawrence Sengonge and Rashid Wagaba, Dog City. Hazzard to break. He needs 11 while Cesar needs 4 out of 14 games left. Big mountain to climb, nonetheless climbable. For those of you who are watching on Break and Finish Live YouTube, my humble appeal to you is like the video such that the video can be recommended to other YouTubers by YouTube itself. The more it's liked, the more it spreads. The more the sport is spread, the more these players get publicized. And also, the streamer, who is in this case myself, gets expenses involved in streaming, most especially movement and data, let alone commentary and the commitment.
Come on, baby. Come on, Cesar. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
Please accept my apologies for missing the last moments of this video. Apologies, you missed something, but you'll forgive me. I know you'll forgive me because you are watching the rest of the match now with no interruption. I had actually run short of data, but now I am okay. Ceazer 18, Hazzard 10.
Come on, baby. Come on,
From where you're watching, I hope the clarity has been restored. You may please advise in the comment section. The worst I want to see happen is to see the video being interrupted when the match is reaching its business end. Another of our fondest viewers, a guy who calls himself Omicros, is at the venue and is seemingly supporting Cesar each and every step of the way. And the guy is supporting in the physical as much as he normally supports in the comment section. From Hawaii Sport in Leira City, Jimmy Okello. Is this Okello Jimmy, the player who is originally from Kitgum? Please advise. Evans Messi, thank you for watching. Robert Onekalit, my good friend, the good doctor, the guy who loves Cesar as if he's your biological son, the guy who doesn't know how to control his emotions when Cesar is not performing well, is the guy who is the happiest in the comment section. Thank you for the love. Dr. Robert Onekalit, a member of Cesar's management team the Scorpion. And I know that your guy is making you crazy tonight, and I know that the beer will suffer. Wow. Sometimes I just like to keep quiet and let you guys watch these guys play. And how do you become so consistent in your attacking play as is Cesar? How sometimes he makes comic of his opponents. Madness, craze, perfection, ululation, Cesar. 19, 10. Those are Cesar's fans once again counting from 41 to 40. A chant they copied, I will say, from Zimbabwe. What would you do if you were Hazzard? If you are up against a player who is talented this well and shooting this well. By the way, Hazzard is a very good player in himself. Hazzard has defeated Cesar the last 4 times, but in none of those times was the race this long, and yet there was no head start. Hazzard caught on the break. Surely an apple this time. Alec Joseph, you think that my presentation is unique? Thank you for the appreciation. But I imagine that whoever is thanking me so much is now a Cesar fan, because you're happy guys. And you have a reason to be happy, because your guy is really making you happy. A very rare character of a sportsman is Cesar. And I'm speaking from a position of a guy who has met a number of sportsmen, especially this sport. You just can't be this good, this talented, and that loved, and yet remain so humble and grounded. Uploading from Hazzard. I'm not so sure he'll be so happy with the final resting position of the white ball. It's a natural movement on a sharp cut to put to the corner pocket. Bottom left moves it some distance. He will need to use some of the reds in support of the white ball not to move it a big distance. He unfortunately misses. Understandably misses. One thing that is not understandable is bringing Cesar back into the game. One thing that is not understandable is letting Cesar play in a game where you are supposed to have perfected an apple when Cesar is in this vein of form. Surely Hazzard will have to do it for himself and for his fans, for the respect of the game. Yes, he seemingly does. Hazzard 11, Cesar 19. The difference is 8. Hazzard needs 10. Cesar needs 2 of the 11 games left. Thank you for watching Africa. This match is being watched as much in its base country in Uganda as much as in Tanzania, as much as Rwanda, as Johannesburg, as Cape Town, as Lusaka, as Harare, as Bulawayo, as Lilongwe, as Eswatini, and everywhere in between, where the craze of pool is taking over the continent, irrespective of the fact that there are other sports happening at the same time. The biggest of them European matches which can happen in football are at the same time happening. And yet thousands are tuned into Hazzard versus Ceazer. Two to go. As if another one is in sight for the Scorpion. He will draw the white ball backwards. Big back spin off the rail. The entire length of the table. Beautiful. Next shot is a little bit tricky. I am not so sure Cesar can see the yellow ball which is back to the pocket top rightfully. He will need to make maybe another backspin. White ball moving the entire length of the table. For him to have sight of the ball, he cannot see now. Big backspin coming up. Here we are.
And I know they asked for the second. I will spare it for them. Bang him and took the fire. Bang him and let them.
As accurate as accuracy. He will have to avoid contact between the white ball and the Hazzard's reds. And yet, it's not a problem. With Cesar on table, you can have excellence and marvelousness and brilliance and brightness in the same sentence. Cesar 20, Hazzard 11. For Hazzard to win this match, the math is simple. He must win 10 games in a row. Playing a long race can be a very humiliating experience when your opponent is Cesar. Yes, Cesar has been so wonderful tonight, especially in the moments that really mattered. You have to take your heart out also to Hazzard. First of all, having the endurance to take on Cesar in a full match, to entertain the continent without head starts necessary. And yes, winning 11 games. Yes, he is 10 games less. But yes, he has won 11 games. When Cesar is playing this well, it doesn't come easy. On YouTube, we are having over 500 watching, and yet only over 50 have liked the video. Please like the video. If you are watching on YouTube, please like the video in advance. Thank you for liking, especially those who are watching on YouTube. Hazzard will need a skill shot here. Put his red ball to the center pocket on the left. Use the white ball to open up the red, which is near the black. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. He needed such a sharp cut of the ball to have it potted that it was tricky getting accurate white, but he should be okay. Cut it to the top left corner pocket. He misses. But Cesar, even being Cesar, you really want to think that this game, asking him to win it this very frame, is a little bit of a tall order. Actually, hold on. There is some space between the black ball and the jaw of the corner pocket on the left where you can see the black. That means that Cesar can pass his yellow ball there. And if he does, not only would he pot, he would also open up the pocket entirely. And if he does like Cesar normally does, in the same shot he could open up the corresponding corner pocket, as well, as long as the white ball is played to open the two yellows on the top right of your screen. This is the shot. As if he was listening to me. It is a very difficult shot to make if he wants to pot. He rightly goes for a safety shot. Hazzard is snookered. You want to think that he will have to find the angle, not only to prevent fouling, but also to pot the black. Other than that, it will be likely that Cesar will make a clearance which will not only win him this frame, but also the match, and the battle, and the money, and the bragging rights. Hazzard off the rail, finds the black, and narrowly misses. I think this is the moment of the match. Three balls for Cesar to pot and win this match. As long as he sinks in this yellow ball to the corner pocket top left, this will be another of a multitude of any matches that Cesar has been winning here in Uganda and outside Uganda for the last 3 years plus. When he became an established player, the young boy from Moyo in northwestern Uganda, tormenting players in Kampala, in Dar es Salaam, in Johannesburg, in Nairobi, and everywhere in between. Cesar Chandiga this time defeats Hazzard Lokoma 21-20 in a race to 21. Once again, final score: Cesar 21, Hazzard 11.
Big.